Yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, canvas open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision and pay me, it's never the sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.
Yeah, welcome one, welcome all, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Lion Villain Report, and I am your host. It's your boy, Russell Wayne, and it is 10 a.m. It's the Saturday edition right here. We are broadcasting live into the Detroit Lions Villain Squad Facebook page with over 54,000 villains in there right now. Thank you to everybody that is liking, subscribing, following, sharing this content into their platforms, helping us reach a larger audience on the daily basis right there. Thank you very much. Thank you for the people that are subscribing to the YouTube channel, Daily Lions content, and the game streams on our YouTube page. So you can say, hey, I took care of that thing for you. Thank you for subscribing to the page. Joe Chapp and the boys over at the Detroit Lions News Podcast and the JC Sports Network. That is a Facebook page and their YouTube page. Thank you for supporting our page. The NFL, the Huddle Sports Network with ran by Bill the Packer fan and Mike the Bear fan. And we can do that because this is faith, family, and then football. Because I can love Bill the Packer fan. I can love Mike the Bear fan. And Jason MC, the Viking fan, and Sarah, the Viking fan, because I love the person. I can hate the team and love the person because it's faith, family, and then football. We use football to spend time, to create memories. We don't let football use us. And We are brought to you always by NFL Shop, our affiliate marketing partners. You can use that code right there, get 25% off of that black jersey right there, Jahmyr Gibbs style. Or, yeah, you can follow that code. Thank you for the people that are supporting the page. And our stars, we finally have something for our stars. I never really knew what to use for the stars, but this is my wife, Ashton. She's an advocate for autism awareness. So all of the stars, if you comment using stars, all of that money is going to go to support her page, which is a page for sharing resources of to parents that have children that have special needs right there. So that is where our stars program is going to. So welcome one, welcome all to the show. And here we are. This is the Know Thy Enemy segment right here. And I even got one of these here for you. Know thy enemy. I got the wrong one. I didn't bring the right one in. I gotta get my other one. I still have the one from last week. Come on, Ross. What the heck? I had it right, and I didn't, and I downloaded the wrong one. You see what I did? Dang it. All right, we'll use this one. This one's at least right because we have the slick little lion right over there with the Seahawks playbook right here. And what do you think is going to happen with this? I mean, with this game right here, what do we know about the Seattle Seahawks? Are you scared of this team? Because this team is a team that seems to have had the Lions number throughout the last couple of years, especially under Dan Campbell, under his watch. So here's this team. Let's take a look at this team. You know, what has the Seahawks? What have the Seahawks done up until this point? What is there? Because we went over it a little bit on Wednesday when we did the first review of this, and which players do they have that are injured? That's the other question in this spot. The Seahawks injuries. What are the Lions injuries in this situation? We already know that Frank Ragnow is not going to play. We already know that Marcus Davenport is out for the season. Now, we also know that the Seattle Seahawks are going to be without their first-round draft pick, Byron Murphy. And a couple of their defensive linemen. And they had signed Quentin Bohanna, ex-Lion player, to their practice squad again. I don't know if they're trying to get some extra intel through that. But on the Friday injury report yesterday, they held their walkthrough for Seattle. 5 of the 6 that missed practice on Thursday sat out Fridays due to the injury. 5 key players on the defensive side of the ball were unable to practice for the second consecutive day, including defensive lineman Byron Murphy, the second, and Leonard Williams. The 2 starting defensive linemen sustained injuries in the team's most recent win over the Dolphins and have been unable to do any work since then. Also missing practice on Fridays were linebacker Boye Mafe, I can't even pronounce it, Uchenna Nuuso, and Jerome Baker. So they are going to be without those players as far as we know. Byron Murphy for sure in that situation. But let's look at these wins where they started out against the New England Patriots, and this I think was Geno Smith's best game. Took him to overtime and this might have been the second game right here. Or I guess this is their most recent game. Gotcha. Right there. Where they were able to pick up an overtime victory over Jacoby Brissett and the New England Patriots. It looks like the Patriots were able to run the football. Looks like they had some success, at least passing to the tight ends right there. On their team stats, it was pretty close, except passing yards. Holy crap. And the total yards, I mean, New England was able to run the ball against them. 4.7 yards per carry. Decent on third down, I guess. Right there. And they controlled time of possession right there. And I think that that's going to be an important thing in this game versus the Lions. They also played Bo Nix, rookie quarterback, and the Denver Broncos. In the first game, 26-20. Was a stat they were able to outgain them in total yards. Only $158 passing yards for Geno Smith. They were able to stop the run a little bit in that game right there. 3.3 yards a carry. And from their player stats, in rushing, they were able to contain the run right there against that 49ers offense. Offensively, Geno Smith, 18 for 25, $171 and a touchdown plus an interception. Did he throw an interception in that first game? In the Patriots game? No, he didn't. The Patriots game was his best game. And this most current one right here against the Dolphins, where they were able to put a beat down on this team. But this is what you got to do. Like, I'm not going to take anything away from their victories, but this is a 3-0 team that hasn't done a ton yet. They haven't really been challenged yet. They were able to keep them contained on the ground again. So it looks like they're a little bit better on the run, against the run, in game 2 and game 3. It looks like they tried Tim Boyle too. There's an old familiar face in the last game for the Dolphins. Got to see a little Tim Boyle action. And Geno Smith in this game, 26 for 34 with 2 interceptions in this game. Zach Charbonnet had a real good game. 18 carries for 91 yards, 5.1 yards a carry. But here's the thing is I don't care who your running back is. The Lions don't give up run yards. They're very good against the run. I don't expect Kenneth Walker to make any difference in that. The Lions have been stout against the run. It doesn't matter what who the running back is. So let's say hello to everybody right here. I already kind of went through a little spiel right there, but this is the Know Thy Enemy segment right here. Good morning to Davey. Good morning to Paul Jones. Paul Jones, we're starting something beautiful right here. We added Paul Jones to our supervillain network, and there's only a few of us in here, less than 10 right now, of what we call our day-to-day supervillains. the people that are out there grinding with us that have a vision with what we want to use this Villain Squad Lions Facebook page, what we want to use it for. And so far, we have some talented people like Elise Memes is here. What's going on, Elise? Russ and friends, happy Saturday. Elise is one of the super villains. She's out there grinding with us, putting up content every day on this page. And graphics artists, I mean, everybody has different motives, but one thing is for sure is we are Lion fans. And in their own respective spots that we're going to be able to push this page forward and to do some great things with this page. So this is it. Elise, make sure you go over there, use that QR code, go right to the Queen of Memes page and follow her page too. And if you're a graphics artist and you want to find something you can contribute, you want to find out how to become one of the supervillains, to get involved in our back chat, to be involved with what we're going to be doing for the future, like Stephen Michael, Stella Stills Photography. He's always putting good content up onto the page. We love this. We love being entertainment. Mike and I, we do 7 shows a week, including this one. The Lion Villain Report every day at 10 a.m. with the exception of Sunday. That's usually the football day. What's up, Shane? Shane's in the house. Good morning, Russell, and the rest of the villains. You know what I love about our villain status? It's like people from the outside can think this is all a bad guy thing. I don't want to be a villain. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. He put a ski mask on and I didn't like it. Well, I didn't like that either. That had nothing to do with why we were the villains. Sometimes villains are misunderstood. Maybe we're villains to the people that we beat. I mean, we want to become the villain. That's the goal every year for every team, is to become the villain. Where 31 fan bases hate you. I mean, you notice that every team that wins the Super Bowl, it's all about the refs and how they cheated. Oh, look at the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't like them. They always get the calls. They get the calls. But then they don't care when they get the calls. Get all silent like a librarian and shit. Get all silent when you get the calls. Stop whining about calls. The Kansas City Chiefs are the real villain right now. The Lions are the villain of the NFC North. That's for sure. We're the villain of the North, and you can hate it all you want. You can say, well, your days are numbered. Oh, you got lucky one year. Well, we're the villain of the North right now. Take that. You got to have a target. And now we have the target on our back. But no, the villain mentality. The villain mentality, we don't care. And we can still say faith, family, and then football. I mean, I'm not going to start preaching on here, but they treated Jesus like a villain, didn't they? He went out there and he was trying to do good things all his life. So it ain't about, it ain't about perception of good and evil. It's like, go out there, do the best that you can. Just make sure you got your priorities straight. We're not perfect people, and we're never going to claim to be on here. But one thing I know for sure is that everybody that can hear my voice right now, I want you to have the best of things in your life. I want you to get everything that you pray for, right there in Jesus' name. Villains rule. The rest are candy asses. Yeah. You know, maybe I got kind of a bad mouth. That's all right. I'm not perfect either. But I don't mind saying candy asses. I don't mind saying that because I'm a big time wrestling fan, right? And from what I can see on this Seattle team is that we should be able to run the ball against this team, especially minus their two top defensive tackles. You have an advantage. I know we don't have Frank the Tank, but we have Hank Fraley. We don't have Frank the Tank, but we have Hank the Tank. We got Hank, and Hank Fraley knows how to train the next man up. Give me a thumbs up in that chat right now. Give me a thumbs up if you're feeling that. We got Hank Fraley. We got options in that spot. We got starters that can switch positions to where we only got to move one guy. And Coyote Awasika is a fine backup guard. As a matter of fact, he would probably go and start for other teams. He's a good guard. You know, he's somebody that came in and had the growing pains with us. He's been with the system for a while. He's one of the people why you don't see Brad Holmes going out into free agency right now and freaking out and going to spend a bunch of money because we believe in the depth. We believe in the depth. There's nothing wrong with the depth. Coyote Awasika, move Graham Glasgow into the middle. And it's okay. You know, obviously it's not Frank the Tank. Nobody's Frank the Tank. But you need all 69 of your men to win a championship. I believe that. I believe that part. You know, I believe the Travis Kelce's and the Patrick Mahomes of the world get all the credit. And then these guys doing the dirty work. The guy that came off the bench in relief, the third string guard that comes in relief that helps propel Patrick Mahomes. It's the same thing with the Lions. Last year, the Lions dealt with all kinds of offensive line issues. They were injured. I don't even think they've had their whole starting crew out there all at once. Like it seems like maybe 2 or 3 games in the entire 3 years. When you're trying to get all the starters out there at the same time, it happens. Injuries, especially on the offensive line. So I'm not worried about Frank the Tank not being there because we have Hank. We have Hank Fraley, and he's got the next man up mentality. We could sustain a couple more injuries right there. They would just have to move things around. You have Nice. That's a backup. So I would say that he's probably the third. I don't know how they're going to even do it. I mean, are you just going to bring in Nice? Or are you going to move Graham Glasgow and bring in Awasika because Awasika is probably the best there? You know, where's the drop-off? But we got Hank. Give me a thumbs up on that if you're feeling that. If you're feeling like next man up is going to work for this team, give me a thumbs up. But some of the other things that we got to be looking at right here. Oh, I put up the wrong thing. Well, I guess I'll go here instead. Lions versus Seahawks on Monday Night Football. We're going to do the villain cast. I believe that Michael is going to make his way to the Lions Den, and we're going to try to work out that whole thing. Maybe we can bring some of the people in on the outside. But we need to get a secret cam into the Lions Den before the end of the season that works. So we're going to keep on trial and erroring that thing. But you can expect to at least get some pop-ins. At the very least, Mike's going to come in and do the halftime report. with us when we go to halftime and give his thoughts on it. We're still running the show on Monday night too. So there's going to be a ton of Lions content coming from the Villain Squad on Monday, just because of Monday Night Football. This is going to be this is the most unique Monday that we've had, where you got the main event football show that comes in at the normal 8 o'clock right there. And then we're going to lead right into the Villain Cast. We're going to go right into the Villain Cast from the main event football show. So come and spend some time with us. Come and spend some time with us. I mean, even if you got the TV on and you're watching it, we're going to be reacting to the game. Hopefully we can line it up to your TV and go. I mean, this is a very, very important game. There is some very, very important game. This might be one of the most important weeks that the Lions could have here. I mean, think about it. You got the Lions at 2-1 facing the 3-0 Seattle Seahawks. And this is, I mean, you're looking at, the NFC seeding right there, right? We're trying to vie. We're trying to win this one seed. And these teams are in our way. And then you have probably the very important first division matchup between the Vikings and the Packers. And who do you got on that, guys? Vikings and the Packers. Vikings, the 3-0 Vikings going to Lambeau Field for what they'll probably call we could end up with a 3-way tie, which is the reason that the Lions have to win this game. They have to go in with the sense of urgency and the revenge and whatever it takes to get them in there on that. I mean, you got to keep pace. Either way, you're going to keep pace. Let's say the Vikings win the game, right? And they go to 4-0. The Lions have to go to 3-1. You can't fall 2 games behind in the division, 4 games into the season. Sorry, the black and blue division is here. And even if the Packers win, what are you going to fall a full game behind both of those teams? They'll be at 3-1 and we're at 2-2. No, you got to win on Monday night. You got to win on Monday night. And the Packers better not be sleeping on these Vikings. The Packers think they're going to win the game just because they're the Packers. And the thing is like, the Vikings have played some good teams. The Vikings beat the Texans. Beat that ass. That's one of the top teams in the AFC. And I think that's going to end up being a very good quality win for the Vikings by the end of the season. So these Vikings, and to me, it starts with the defense and Brian Flores. The Vikings are for real, man. I don't think the Vikings are going to go away. I don't think they're going to come off this. Even if the Packers beat them, I think they're going to get everything that they can handle. They can get everything that they're going to handle from that. Yeah, I like it. We're getting some the villains rule the rest of the Go Seahawks. All right. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. It's good to be king. And Jesus still rules. There you go. That's right. Faith, family, and then football. Remember that. We use football. Use football. Don't let football use you. Paul Jones in the house. Paul Jones. Paul Jones. Anytime I see one of you guys right here, I got to let me get in here and get the group up. We're going to share this tab. And we want people to join the conversation right here. And right here is the best spot to do it, the Detroit Lions main event. And I know I'm showing you the admin page. That's all good. You can look at that. But we have great admins like Jeff Addison and Paul Jones, and they keep all the stupid spam out of there. You know, people trying to put up articles of players dying and stuff like that. But yeah, we got great conversation going on there. 10 plus posts every day. So make sure you go over and get yourself involved in that group. David, yes. Larry, I love Seattle, but this Lions on defense is legit. We can stop them, and they have real problems stopping us. So Larry is Seattle fan. And the thing is, I'm not going to take anything away from Seattle. But Seattle put up a 45 burger or 48 burger last year. That ain't going to happen this year, Larry. The Lions are way better on defense. That secondary is way better. Terrion Arnold played the best half of football in the second half of that Arizona game. And that's what you want to see out of your rookie. This secondary is light years better than it was last year. So, and on the defensive line, we got some terrors in there. And DJ Reader, the effect is real. The effect is real. You guys are going to have a hard time with DJ Reader in the middle, and Hutchinson's going to get those one-on-ones. Now, the good thing about Geno Smith is he does get rid of the ball fast, and that's what you're going to have to do against this Lions defense. They're going to have to get the ball into the hands of their playmakers, and they got some playmakers too. Make no mistake about it. Jackson Smith-Njigba has arrived. Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, even Noah Fant to an extent. Kenneth Walker out of the backfield. Zach Charbonnet had a good game last week. I mean, that is a good, complete offense from a skill position. So the Lions got to make sure that they make them one-dimensional. You know, I don't think that Kenneth Walker or Charbonnet are going to do anything against the Lions. I think they're going to make them one-dimensional. It's going to fall on the shoulders of Geno Smith again, because you can't let them get that ground game going. You know, thought it was really nice. I thought this was going to be the Michael Neese debut. We kept a backup center on the roster for this situation, and instead they throw Awasika back. We just throw Awasika back. Well, Awasika is a better guard than Michael Neese is a center. And the drop-off between Graham Glasgow, who has starting center, that to me is the smarter play, Detroit fan, man. Awasika is a guy that's been here and has been a quality backup for us for a couple years. You know, he had growing pains like anybody else, but he's grown in this system with Hank Fraley. And I think that we would see Michael Neese if there's another injury. If there's another injury on the interior of that line, I think that you would have Awasika and Glasgow as your guards, and you bring in Michael Neese at that point if they suffer another injury. But that's the thing about being deep. I mean, you could say one's all that much better. I don't think that either one of the situations are going to hurt all that much. I think it's still a good situation if you bring in Michael Neese. But I say experience. I like what they're doing rather than bringing in Michael Neese. I would go with the experience factor first. That's the first play. I could see both Demo and Gibbs both getting 100 yards on Monday. Dom with a thumbs up right there. Larry, the roster's loaded. Next man would likely start on NFL rosters. He'll be fine. Tyler says no Lions related, but look at what the Tigers are doing. Yes, with unknowns. Next man up always. How about them Tigers? Hit that like button on this. If you're listening right now and you like the Detroit Tigers, hit that like button right now. Let's see where we can get this Tiger love. Give me that Tiger love in there. Can't wait for Villain Monday Night Football. This is going to be fun, Elise. This is going to be fun. David, this is a big game because the Vikings are on fire. This is a big week. We get to sit back and watch tomorrow. Watching this Vikings. What time is that game anyway? Let's look at that because, this is that's a huge game in the division. So we got Green Bay in Lambeau Field tomorrow at 1 p.m. And I'm so curious because Brian Flores had that defense going last year with a bunch of nobody's undrafted free agents. They had to deal with a lot of bad decision cap stuff last year. And he was still able to put out a defense with a bunch of has-beens and never-will-be's, UDFAs. And they got Grenard and Van Ginkel. They draft Alice Turner. They add some talent. They give Brian Flores some toys to play with. And their victories are impressive. Now on the Green Bay side, whole bunch of turnovers, whole bunch of sacks. They're getting to the quarterback, but their quality of opponent during that stretch hasn't been much. They lost to the only good team that they played, and that was with their starter, and they were able to play keep away football, which is just a run base that they're not putting any stress on Malik Willis in those two games, and they were still able to win it with the defense. But the quality of win from the Viking, the Vikings beating the San Francisco 49ers, Vikings with a victory over the Houston Texans. That's a way more impressive portfolio. So to me, Green Bay's this will be the biggest test for them. And I think it'll be a good test for Sam Darnold too. And who's going to come out on top of that? Are we going to be keeping pace? If the Vikings win, the Lions still have to win on Monday night. You want to pull some games ahead of the Vikings. What's going on in that game? Vikings and the Packers. Injury updates. Is there anything? Let me see if I can find a questionable tag for Love 18 hours ago from ESPN. That's what I was looking for. Packers listing Jordan Love as questionable to face the Vikings. And I'm sitting here looking at this thing and they want to sign me up for something. I hate it when they do that. But Vikings have that 100%. Paul Jones says that's a tough one to predict. The Packers and the Vikings are a mirror. The thought is that maybe Love is a little rusty. Yeah. Should they just go with Malik Willis because that was working? Malik Willis seems very efficient. Matt LaFleur is a pretty good coach. Admittedly, I hate admitting that, but it is what it is. I think the Vikings are going 4-0. David thinks that the Vikings got that game. I like the Packers over the Vikings. The Vikings haven't won there in the last 3 years. Yeah, I can't do that. It doesn't matter to me, because the thing is, the good teams are going to find a way to win. All this history stuff, I mean, if that's the reason that you're losing, then you had no chance to begin with. Like, you overcome some stuff in order to do this. I think what's happening is you watch teams get over the hump. You know, eventually those narratives just go away, because times move on, players move on, and then you get new teams. And you got to see, right now, the NFC North is still finding itself. We really don't know who the dominant team is. I mean, you can look at a lot of different things when it comes for the Lions, when it comes for the Packers, when it comes for the Minnesota Vikings. Right now, it seems like the only thing that we know is the Bears. But do we really know the Bears? Do we really know what the Bears are doing? You know, who the Bears sitting here, you know, you're trying to get Caleb Williams to come around and you know, and to knock off the rust of rookie quarterback. So now that we've came back down to reality, Bear fan, that, you know, Caleb Williams isn't CJ Stroud. He's not going to be CJ Stroud. He's not going to put it together. That's an anomaly. Everybody wants to compare their number one draft pick to the anomaly, which is like a once in 30-year type of thing, where you have a quarterback that comes right in and dominates like CJ Stroud. You're just not, you're not that. But that doesn't mean that Caleb Williams ain't going to start figuring it out and being a decent quarterback. That doesn't mean that he isn't going to figure it out and in year two become the quarterback that they thought that he could be. Larry believes that the Vikings are legit. Elise says, go Tigers. We got some go Tigers. Bless you, boys. Look at those Tigers. I might need to take Tuesday off. Does that mean you're going to be doing a little bit of drinking? Be careful out there. Be careful out there. David says maybe Green Bay will end up using both quarterbacks. Oh. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Concerning Love versus Willis, Jeremy B. Long night last night. A beautiful, beautiful Tigers win. If you stayed up for that, that's a big deal, man. That's a big deal. I'm not opposed to talking about some Tigers, because I know that most people wrote them off in July because they were trying to figure some stuff out, you know, getting some young players. Kind of reminds you of the Lions, right? The Lions in that 9-8 season. You know, they beat the Packers in Lambeau on that last game, and, you know, they didn't know, or they knew that they weren't in the playoffs. They knew that Seattle, those damn Seahawks. That's why you got to make sure that you win these early season games. Because the Seahawks can come back to bite you. The Seahawks loss in that 9-8 season in 2022 cost the Lions the playoff. They started 1-6, almost made the playoffs. But the Tigers did make the playoffs. They got all the way to the end. Make it to the playoffs. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for liking the video. Gosh, you guys are getting better at that. We actually got 17 out of the 28 that are on right now. Hit that like button. It don't hurt. It's free. It's free. Oh, well, don't hit it unless you like football. Like if you stumbled on this and you were looking for a knitting channel, you don't have to hit the like button. You can just go through. But yeah, join us for the Villain Cast on Monday. I'm going to start right at 8 p.m. right there. The minute that Mike gets done with his one, we're going to start the broadcast. Let's go. All the way. I'm going to carry you all the way through Monday Night Football. And when Mike gets done with that, he's going to hop in his car and he's going to go over to the Lions Den. And you're going to be broadcasting live from right there. If you're watching this program and you own a business and you want to be guilty by association, you can partner with the Villain Squad. For pricing and info, you can contact Main Event Mike, 810-620-2167. If you would like to be guilty by association, and then you could get yourself in that spot right there where the NFL shop is, that could be you. That could be you. But for the time being, we don't mind putting our NFL shop affiliate marketing partner right there where you can go. You can get 25% off by using that code. Get one of those sweet hats right there. There. Done paying the bills. Good. But Lions got a big game this weekend. Chicago's going to go play the Rams. That's the last one I wanted to. I'm not saving the best for last, but, in case we lost all of our viewers, I want to make sure that the lowest amount here, 45 minutes in. Let's talk about the Chicago Bears because we got to know thy enemy. It isn't just the Lions versus the Seahawks. We got to know what our other teams are doing because the Bears aren't out of it yet at 1-2. You got a wounded Matt Stafford-led Los Angeles Rams team. And it's a game, really, on the defensive side of the ball. They should be able to move the ball on a wounded Rams team. This is a good game for Caleb Williams to put up some stats, maybe get into a rhythm in this game. And they play good defense. Chicago's got a good defense. And when you play a good defense, and when you have a good defense, you can win any game. That's why I'm so encouraged about the Lions with their team. Because right now, the offense hasn't really shown up and played its best game yet for the Lions. But the defense is giving them chances to win, even in the loss, the Tampa Bay. The defense gave them 2 chances to win inside of 2 minutes. What more can you ask for? Right? You want a defense that gives you a chance to win, that doesn't give up big explosive plays, Get those long plays in there. You got to limit that Chris Godwin had a big play in that game, but they still only gave up 20 points in that Tampa Bay game. Could have been worse. But the Chicago Bears are the same way. If you're playing good defense, your defense can always give you a chance to win. I mean, they all but thought they were going to be 0-3. They should have lost that Tennessee Titans game. But the defense comes up big and makes a play, and then all of a sudden you're back in a game. So there you go. What if Christopher Walken was talking about the seagulls? Okay. Let's get into that. I mean, Christopher Walken is one of the people that's on this show. And every once in a while, he likes to oh, there he is. It's Christopher Walken is here. He say, the seagulls, Alka-Seltzer, it's not a good mix to put together. And Dan Campbell is out going on the beach, testing out Alka-Seltzer pellets, feeding them to the Seahawks. and watch them explode. And the Seahawks explode when they eat the Alka-Seltzer. It's bad for them. It's bad. It's too bad. And you need to be good. And it's good for the Lions, because then the Lions can eat the Seahawks because they blew up. Or maybe there won't be anything left of the Seahawks, but they could run with the ball in their hands. You can run and then try to avoid the defenders to score touchdowns. And at the end, they can have more points and then win the game. And we can talk about it, and it'd be good. Good for your life. It's good for you to watch football and football talk with Russell Wayne. Lions rule. Yeah. Lions rule. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Oh, shut up, dumbass. All right. Now we're back. This is the Lions Villain Report. And if we haven't lost all of the viewers after all of that, right there, you can join me every morning at 10 a.m. We're talking Lions football. Hit us up, PFF Tuesdays. We got Hump Day Wednesday, where we do the first preview of the team. We got our lock picks on Thursday. And then Know Thy Enemy here today, where we're going to go over all of the teams in the NFC North and try to take a deeper look into our opponents. And if you have any questions, man, I'll look up some stuff. We have the Google. The Google is here. The Google is here, and the Google is here for me to give the information for you. Ken Fisher says, too late for the question. I joined late, Russell. Is Frank Ragnow going to play Monday night? And the answer to that question is no. There will be no Frank Ragnow on Monday night. Frank Ragnow is listed as out. I love this move. I think that what we have Frank. It sucks that we don't have Frank, but we do have Hank. And Hank Fraley has got all these backups ready. Last year, the Lions went 12-5, and they suffered a crap load of injuries along the offensive line. And they had a whole bunch of different combinations. At one point in time, they used the Colby Sorsdahl, who had been training his entire career up until the point at guard. They threw him out at tackle last year. And yeah, we had so many injuries last year. The depth was tested. The Lions still ended up going 12-5. So I expect the next man up to be good. I love the call of what they're doing too. So what they're doing with Hank Hank Fraley is they are bringing in Awasika to play the guard position, and they're going to move Graham Glasgow in to play center. And I know a lot of people wanted to see Michael Neese because he's the actual, center guy. But I think they're going with the experience. I mean, Graham Glasgow has a lot of experience starting at center. And Awasika definitely has a lot more experience than Neese playing guard. So I think Awasika is a better guard than Neese is a center at this point. And I don't think that there is going to be a drop off for anybody from Frank the Tank. But I think the drop off is less with the way that they're doing it. I like the way that they're doing this. I'm glad that you guys like my impressions. I should work them. I'm going to start working on them a little bit right there. I am wearing the blue hat on the show now for me. I'm late for the question right there. Okay, Frank, we answered that question. Chicago might win that game. I think that they do. The Bears defense is legit. The offense is shaky to say the least, mostly due to the O lines. As we thought, Russell. Yes, yeah, and coaching. Like, here's the thing: I don't mind not Brad Holmes, but Ryan Poles, a general manager. I don't mind Ryan Poles as a general manager. I think that he gets good talent. I think that he slung a couple good trades, and the Keenan Allen, like there's a lot of things that he did well, but it's never been a question of talent, has it? I mean, why is it that these other quarterbacks, even Mitch Trubisky, he goes to Buffalo, and even in the backups, he plays like a starting quarterback. These guys seem to do better. Look at Justin Fields over in Pittsburgh right now. He's making plays. The guy's got talent. It was never about talent. It's the Bears coaching and developing players. It's about more talent. Talent will get you by for a year, maybe 2. But what's the reason that the Bears will find a way to lose? It's because they can't outcoach anything. I mean, I think the Bears are going to lose that game because McVay's a better coach than Eberflus. My bad. They can't coach. They can't develop these players. They're not putting their players in the best chance to win games. 4th in rushing defense, Lions 9th in passing defense, 10th in yardage against, 9th in scoring against. We are the best team that Seattle has faced so far. And when the Lions, even when you're looking, okay, the Lions in rushing defense is 4. Part of the reason the Lions are in the 19th in passing defense is because we are so good against the run that teams have no choice but to pass 90% of the time when it comes to the end of the game. It's been that way in all 3 of the games. You cannot run on this football team. So even that 19th passing defense is a little bit skewed right there, because when you make a team one-dimensional, obviously they're going to have a lot more chances to pass. So, this Lions defense is legit, and they haven't even totally figured it out yet. They're still figuring out some stuff in the back end of that secondary. Brian Branch is back in a new position where everybody's moving in and getting used to what they're supposed to be doing, and that's all good. Elise likes the Beavis and Butt. Hey, Beavis. That's right. Oh, where's Call? You think that the Lions are going to be running? Are they going to be running? Let me tell you something, Mean Gene. With me and all my Hulk maniacs out there, it doesn't matter because we have the 24-inch pythons, brother. Frank or no Frank, the tank is running through, dude. The Lions are going to be running wild on the Seahawks. What you gonna do, Mean Gene, when the Lions run wild on you? That's just a funny face to put in afterwards. Oh, what are the Packers going to do when they run into Donald Schwarzenegger? It's Donald. Take my hand, you can do it. Try hard. I'm a futuristic robot that came back from the future. I already know, Sam Donald. It's not going to last. Oh. Bringing them all out. And here's one for you, Jeremy. This is a question that I asked yesterday. Do the Lions need to develop a finishing move while we're on the wrestling kick right here? And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. That's the bottom line. We need a finishing move. And it might just be scoring points in the third quarter. Can we please score some points in the third quarter, please? Please. Pretty please. With sugars and cherries on top. Ben Johnson, you do not need to be the smartest person in the room all the time. You can be the smartest person in the room. You don't have to use that all the time. You don't need to outsmart yourself. Because when you have a dominating offensive line, the offensive line is the best part about the Detroit Lions. I think it's the strongest part on our team, and they need to lean on it. When you get into the third quarter and you rush and you give David Montgomery the ball and then he gets 6 yards, the next play should not be an oopsie-doo end around loss of 5 yards or a false start. Run the ball right there. You see? Right there. And I don't know if I'm doing it in the right side, but that is the right side from my perspective of the offensive line. Run right between Penei Sewell and Kevin Zeitler. When you get 5 yards on first down, run right there until they stop you. You don't need to get slick. You don't need to get slick. If your guys are dominating up front and they're moving bodies out of the way and you're up by 10 points, run the damn ball until they stop you. You don't need to get slick. We don't need a Jameson Williams end around at that point. We need a finishing move. And part of that finishing move is just dragging those guys out into the deep end. If they can't stop the run, what is the highest percentage play to work? What is the highest percentage chance of success? It's handing the football off. The least chance of a turnover. Just run it right there. Not slick, not a pitch. Take a fullback on 4th and 1. Do not line David Montgomery up as a fullback and hand it to him. Line David Montgomery up in the back as a halfback. Put one of the tight ends in as the fullback, or whoever you're going to use to crack ahead. Bring an extra tight end in. Tell the opposition, we're running right here. What the F are you going to do about it? Nothing. First down, get the yard. Don't be slick. You don't have to. We don't need to get them with a misdirection. We have better linemen than they had defensive linemen. Let the guys do what they do, Ben. And then every once in a while, when you're running the ball down their throat and they can't stop it, what are they going to do? What are they going to have to do? My God, we can't stop the run. What are we going to do about it? Well, we're going to have to bring a safety up into the box. Now we can stop the run. And we're still pounding the rock at them. And then when they bring that safety up and they get used to trying to stop that run right there, oh, play action. Oh, look, it's Jameson Williams on the outside, one-on-one. They can't cover his speed. Then you hit him with the slicky-dicky play. I think Ben Johnson's a brilliant play caller, and he, like, the schemes that he does to get people open is second to none. But every once in a while, I think that he outslicks himself. Are you guys feeling me on this? I talked a little bit about this yesterday. I wanted to bring it back up again because it's like the finishing move doesn't have to be, the most difficult move in the world. I mean, we get into the third quarter. Let's try off tackle with David Monk. Now, granted, I'm talking about having a lead here. They had a 10-point lead in that game. And, in the third and fourth quarter for the Tampa Bay game, they had a lead. And, sometimes it just seems like they out-slicked themselves, like they try to do this misdirection or just something that was different. And it's like sometimes it's just simple's better. You have the team that you can just go back to basics. And fundamentally, can you go strength versus strength? I don't think that defensive lines can hang with our offensive lines for 4 quarters. I don't think they can. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. Hey, y'all. What's up, Brad? Brad. What's up, Brent? Paul Jones got the perfect plex. I'm going to have to get Paul Jones. I need to get you to be a moderator on my wrestling page. I've been slacking on that, and maybe you can help me with that one and getting that one up and going because it's been very busy during this Lions season, and to keep up with both pages is hard. My thoughts exactly, mostly saying third quarter points. Yeah, we got to get some third quarter points. Mark it down. The score at least 10 points in the third quarter on Monday night. I love it. Speak it out. Speak it out into existence. Right there. Hey, y'all, do you have a good plan for in the third? We used to run and dominate time of possession in the third quarter last week. Same scoring should start to come soon. Yeah, but gosh, man, did you like that fourth down play call, Jeremy? Did you like that? I didn't like that. Sometimes I think they're just trying so hard to come up with the play that goes, oh, wow, I can't believe what a great play call that is. And it's just smash mouth, man. Old time. You built this old time team. I mean, that's what it is. Our finishing move is Goff Falcon Arrow for the RPO and the first down. Yes, to close out the game. But that game should have been over in the third quarter. I want to see them go down in the third quarter and then use that running game to plow people over and just have a nice 8-minute, nice 1 yard, 8-minute with a 1 yard touchdown that sucks just the life out of them. And then you go up to 3 scores, and then that brings the intensity down. It's that will break some teams. And then when you're up by 3 scores, then you can really let your defensive linemen go to work, man. Those guys haven't been able to go to work yet. And that good game is coming. The Lions have not played their a perfect game on offense yet, or defense really, but their complete game is coming. And I don't mind that it's not quite there yet. We got a couple ugly wins out of the way, but the complete game is coming. Put Gibbs and Montgomery together. It creates problems. Because you can still run the fullback with Gibbs and Montgomery together. I mean, put Gibbs in the slot. Move him to the slot. Bring a tight end in as a fullback. And then run it, man. I mean, I think you could definitely run that. All we have to do is run the ball 3.5 yards. Hey, that's simple, right? I think that Goff is I think the key to Goff is not turning the ball over. He got bailed out on another call last week on that pick six. Need to pass to set up the run. I mean, bailed out. They whistled the play dead. They stopped the play. You can't go and just say, hey, that's going to be a pick six, because you don't know when they whistled the play dead. Like, the referees dropped that call, but they didn't take that play serious. The Lions didn't run a serious play. Actually, I thought the Lions were going to get screwed over on that play, because I think that the idea was to draw them off sides. I don't think that they had a chance. They were trying to ruin the play, but that's all right. That's all right. Broski Bear comes in and he's going to go against the rules. So I'll just point out the fact that your team lost. The Bears lost again, and they got and it isn't a guaranteed victory that you're going to beat Matt Stafford, and you're going to have to deal with Matt Stafford and the fact that Sean McVay is a better coach than Matt Eberflus. So you better hope that your teams. So, and the refs said your eyes deceive you. Hey, the Lions on a good side of a referee call. I mean, that in itself was a victory Monday. Like, the Lions, I mean, on the side of history, the Lions don't get calls like that. They let the guy jog into the end zone with everybody confused. To me, if the play is a busted play and half of both teams don't know if there's a play or not a play, that's the play that you got to reset and do. I mean, to make a one team or another, pay for something where it's like the referees got to get their shit together. You either got to let the play ride, or you got to just be confident in one way or the other. This halfway in the middle stuff. I mean, should you try to tackle that guy? Should you not try to tackle that guy? Like, I hate plays like that. But that play happened at the end of the second quarter, and there was still plenty of football. They still had plenty of chances to win the game. So that's a weak argument. Went down to Trump Hall. Nice gun guy. I am not entertaining. I don't even care if that wasn't politics. I saw the word Trump in there. We are staying so far away from that. Just know that that's the quickest way to get blocked right there is start telling me about your politics. I have 5 signs in my yard. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Monty at running backs, Vaki at fullback, Gibbs in the slot. I like that. Of course, I had Goff's jersey. The hype is real. I think it's hilarious that Lions fans always build the refs up as unfair. Here's Broski right now. Right there's Broski. Broski's crying about the referees in this game. And I don't care if you think what is hilarious. The Lions won the game 2-1, baby. Your team lost. Your team is trash. The Bears need to get their crap together. Loser team. Soldier Field. Put some paper bags onto the heads of all the Bear fans right there. I'm not even entertaining that. There's Broski right now crying about the refs. I have 5 of the let's see. Brent says, Broski, it's because we beat. Okay, right there. That's so right. I thought Tuesday was trash talk day. Broski. Broski is right, though. I can't believe it. I just said that. I mean, it doesn't matter whether he's right or not. The thing is he's not playing on the rules. He come in and talk trash on a team when his team lost. There ain't anybody out there. There isn't one fan base out of the 32 fan base that are out there apologizing for wins. Let me ask you out there, Lion fan, because I know that there's troll fans that are in here. And Broski's a great troll. He's a great troll. But out of anybody in this fan base, is anybody apologizing for this win? Is there anybody that's out there that's looking at a play from the second quarter that determined the entire outcome of the game? You cannot let the referees defeat you. And this is the same thing I say to Lion fans, broski. When the Lion fans come in here and start bitching about the referees, I mean, even on the Dallas call, I mean, it is what it is. It counts as a loss. This all the same. Now, you can look at that play. To me, the closer the play gets to the end of the game, the more validity I'll give the argument. But even at that, even if you win the argument, right? Even if I convinced everybody on planet Earth that Decker reported, right? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is still you. This is still you complaining about the referees. This is you, Lion fan. This is you today, broski. Get the referee weak-ass argument out of this. Let's see. Minnesota will beat Green Bay. Okay, cool. Kneecap. Jeremy says that Broski will always talk his shit, even if his team is going up in flames. That's fine. That's good. That's Broski's right. But it's also it's our right to do this right here, is to throw it right back at him. I mean, it doesn't matter how good the smack talking is. If you're talking about the referees, this is you right now, broski. There you go. No. Nope. Lions aren't the ones that always cry. Nope. Lions aren't the ones that always cry. It's you. You are crying right now. I don't see any Lions fans in here crying right now. I don't see any fans lying. You know what? The most crying I heard was from the Dallas game. And you be the judge of that. You be the judge of that. Did the Lions not get hosed on that? You're talking about a play from the second half, bro. They had 2 full quarters of play after that. But even at that, so yes, the Lions got the benefit of a call. They did. Bear fans are trash, straight juice. I apologize to the Bears. We know it's like what it's like to be the bottom feeders. I mean, that's all you got at this point. You don't complain about the refs, but yet you're in the comments complaining about the refs. I mean, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say in there? And here you go. Russ, Brent was just crying and saying that since the 70s, every game that the refs had it out for the line. Hey, the stats prove that, broski. I mean, the Lions have had ref calls that on 3 or 4 different occasions that changed the rules of the game. They got screwed over so bad. There is no team that's had it as bad as the Lions have had in ref games, and just like anomaly bullshit stuff. Like the flag pickup in the Dallas game. You know, this last one with their like you make up these things. Like people report and you know is eligible all game, and all of a sudden they don't have their shit together on the last play of the game. I mean, Yes. People complain about the refs. People complain about the refs. You know why? Because this is people complaining about the refs or bringing up the refs. You don't need to bring up the ref. To me, Broski, this isn't just you. This is Brent if he's bringing up the refs all the time. It is. Because you got to make enough plays to win the game. It comes down to a couple plays. Make the plays. This is why I did a segment today. Where are we at? Right here. This guy. This is why I did this segment today, Broski. Do the Lions need to develop a finishing move? Yes, you do. You have to develop a finishing move. Because when you're up by 10 points, you need to make it 17 points. You need to drive the ball down the field and score that touchdown. Do you know why? Because I don't want to get screwed over by the referees. That's the only way that you can do it. Play good defense, get out to a lead, and then squeeze them out. Finish the game. Finish the game. Yep. It's called finish the game. And here we go. Let's go. Let's move it back here because I don't want everybody to get the wrong idea. This is fine. This is a fine idea. This is a good exercise right here. But we're in faith, family, and football. And if Broski, if that's your, I don't believe this. I mean, if he likes the negative attention, that's fine. He thrives in it, and he wants to come to a Detroit podcast. That's fine. I invite that. That's fine. We love Broski. It's faith, family, and then football. This is a good lesson that I can throw out there too, because what Broski is right about is there are Lion fans that do cry about the referees. But there's Bear fans that cry about the referees too. So you're not talking about anything. The Lions aren't special because they complain about the referees. The Bear fans complain about the referees. The Packer fans usually complain about the referees. You know who really complains about the referees, probably even in a more general sense? The losing team. The team that lost complains about the referee. So I don't acknowledge the argument you guys got lucky because the referees were on your side. I don't acknowledge that. I don't acknowledge that for the Lions. I don't acknowledge it for anything. But if I'm going to give any kind of credence to the refs, the call or whatever it is that you're complaining about has to be closer to the end of the game. And really, honestly, I think it's only the last play of the game. If a referee call decides the last play of the game, I have an issue with that. I have an issue with that because that means that you took the play out of it. I mean, and it's almost just like make a bad ref call. I mean, the call stands, but my gosh, there's nobody that's complained about the refs like Lions fans. It's unreal. Literally every Lion Games podcasters always talk about the refs. It's brutal and child. The only person that's talking about referees is a Bear fan. We're in here still. You're still talking about the refs. My gosh, stop talking about the refs. Do you want to acknowledge that we got a call? You're still crying about it. Crying and crying and crying. The tears, man. Hey, Sarah, can you go grab a bucket? Because we need to pool up all of Broski's tears crying about the referees over and over and over again on a Lions podcast. Wow. You're literally the only one crying in here. So, Broski, don't you think there's something to it then? Okay, so pointing out the mistake is crying explain. You guys must be. Are you guys talking to him? You guys are funny. You guys are funny. I mean, we're really, are we really talking about the referees? And the thing is, like, the Lions haven't had their luck with the refs. There's no doubt about that. Like, you can look back through some of the. Like, I bet you if you had a compilation of the top 20 screw jobs, and I don't even know. I haven't looked at any of these things because I think it's such a stupid argument, and I can't believe. I'm glad we're over. You know, we're over today. We are, where are we? 120. We're 25 minutes over right now, so I don't mind talking about it a little bit. But my guess is if you watch the compilation of the top 25 football screw jobs of all time, I bet you the Lions would have 3 or 4 on there. Of all time. Out of all 32 teams of anything, I bet you that the Lions would have 3 or 4 on the top 25 all time. Now, with that being said, get over it. Get over it. This is why I brought this topic up of the finishing move. This is why I think that the Lions are aggressive on 4th down, because when you're aggressive on 4th down, you can stretch the game. You can beat teams, put it out of the referee's hands. What I like about this Lions regime is that they play in a way that they're looking to win the game rather than not lose the game. Because if you like the polar opposites of coaching, Jim Caldwell, Dan Campbell. I like Jim Caldwell as a coach. He always played fundamentally sound. You know, if 4th and inches, punt the ball, we play field position. And that's fine, but that's playing not to lose. That's playing not trust the defense. That's playing not to lose. Dan Campbell goes up to the line and says, here's this 4th down. If I get this 4th down, I can run the clock out and don't give them a chance to get the ball back. One play ends the game rather than putting the trust in the defense. He makes decisions to where if I have a chance to knock you out, I'm going to take the chance to knock you out. 4th and 2, now you're done. Now Matt Stafford gets to sit on the sideline, or whoever the badass quarterback is gets to sit on the sideline. I like playing to win rather than playing not to lose. Because that's the whole, Dan Campbell right there. What do you think about the aggressiveness? What do you think about the aggressiveness? Because the aggressiveness has to do exactly with what I'm talking about right there, which is, who are you? Are you going to play to win, or are you playing not to lose? Which one are you? And please, Broski, let's get away from the referee. Try to join the conversation here. Try to join the conversation, because I'm really just going to ignore anything that you say about referees from this point, because right now it really just seems like you're trying to agitate the fans that are in here trying to enjoy the show. And I'm doing the best that I can with you today. And I'll give you this comment right here. This actually, I like this one. I like this one right here. This comment right here. The PTSD, we don't call it that. here. You'll like this. You've seen this before. I need to make a new one right here because I can't put you're covering up. Dang it. Now you're not. PTSOL, broski. This is a registered trademark name right here at the Villain Squad. PTSOL, post-traumatic same old Lions. It's that feeling that you're going to steal defeat from the jaws of victory. You have the game well in control, and then something happens. There's other things that happen within the referee screwing us over, broski. Something else happens. It's either a referee thing or just a brain fart, missed coverage, give up a big play. Like, Lions have suffered from this for years. And the only cure to PTSOL is winning. That's all you can do is win. All I do is win, no matter what. Yeah. The only cure is winning. And the Lions have done some winning. The Lions have done some winning over the last couple years. So there's actually a feeling somewhat when you're at the end of a game like everything's going to be okay now. There are some recovering PTSOL victims that are out there. Now, regardless of what people say, you're not entitled to any compensation. Grow up. You may be entitled to compensation, but that depends if we can't find a lawyer or a law office to sponsor us. Which, by the way, if you want to partner with the Lions Villain Squad in one of our 7 shows per week, and you can be guilty by association for pricings and packaging, get a hold of Main Event Mike. That's his number right there, 810-620-2167. There's still some games that are left. If you want to be in that nice, sweet spot down there where it says NFL Shop and where it's got my pretty face over there with the sunglasses brought to you by, I can put a spot there for you. If you want to be guilty by association, the villain. The villain's just misunderstood. The Lions are the villain of the NFC North right now, regardless of how many people are crying out there. But the Vikings and the Green Bay Packers are looking tough. They're looking tough. That's going to be the storyline, guys. The storyline on this weekend. Who's going to win that Vikings and Green Bay game? Look at that. I mean, the Lions are in a must-win. Really, the Bears are too. If the Bears want to take themselves serious, you know, at least the 10-winner teams, fringe playoff team, they need to win this game. The Vikings got to go into Lambeau and get this done. I would say that these are 2 defenses that have surprised some people. The Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. I believe in what Brian Flores is doing with the Minnesota Vikings right there. I think that defense is legit. To me, that's a really, really good victory over the Houston Texans. Quality opponent with a good defense that Darnold got to go up against. That's a good team they just beat right there. They beat the shit out of that team. Now, maybe they're all high on floating on cloud 9, and maybe Green Bay brings them back down to reality. And they drop their first game in Lambeau, a close game. Point spread's only 3. And if I were you, I would probably I would take Minnesota. If I was putting my money, I would take Minnesota in the points, even if I thought Green Bay was going to win, because I think it's going to come down to the field goal at the end. But give me Minnesota in the points. I think it's still +3. It might be less than that now. And then the Lions on Monday night. Now, you ask me what I'm going to bet on this. The Lions, I think, are favored by 4.5. And I took the Lions on the show because that was Homer me speaking. But I'm here to tell you right now that I think that the Lions could be closer than that. I do believe that the Lions are going to win the game either way. I think this game means more to them than it does to Seattle. There's more players that this game means a lot to. They've had our number, but that this is the game that we had marked. We had it circled. So, smart money would take Seattle plus the points. But my Homer heart thinks that they might be able to win this game and get a complete game. The Lions are in search of their first good complete game. They have not played that yet. And if they get it on Monday night, they could win by double digits. And then there's the Bears. The Bears. You ready, broski? And this is the honest to God's truth right here is Matt Stafford is one of the best quarterbacks. You know, I don't come on here and talk much good about Matt Stafford because every time I talk about him, we're playing him. And I have to listen to all these Stafford slappy talk about how he's the greatest thing ever because he went somewhere else and won a championship. That don't make me feel all that great that he went somewhere else and did it. But he's a great quarterback. He finds a way to make guys on this team better. Sean McVay is a very good coach. And I think that's where the big advantage lies in the LA Rams versus Soldier Field. Now, I'm not saying Bears have them beat on talent because they're suffering some injuries, but it has always been next man up. The Rams just got a victory over the San Francisco 49ers too. So I think the Rams are going to win this game. I think the Rams are trying to survive and win some games ugly so they can get some of their injured players back because they are a playoff contending team, the Rams. The coaching just isn't there. If it comes down to a one-score game, then the Rams are going to win that game. So there you go. There's my pick. The Bears will go to 1-3. And I can't. I think the Packers are gonna. They're gonna get to Sam Darnold. That's where the biggest matchup is for me, because I think that if the Vikings are going to play good defense. I think Brian Flores is the real deal. But I think that the biggest matchup is going to be Sam Darnold versus that opportunistic Green Bay defense. Because if Sam Darnold is who they say he is, and I know that Sarah is hoping for this, that Donald Schwarzenegger comes in, commando style. Come on. Justin Jefferson. He's a futuristic robot. I throw the bullets at me, he scores touchdowns. Ah! Sam Donald Schwarzenegger. Take my hand, try hard. We go to 4-0. Ah! Ooh, that would be something, wouldn't it? Packers go to 2-2 and Sam Darnold and the Vikings go to 4-0. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? You are watching the Lion Villain Report. This is the Know Thy Enemy segment. We went through all 4 of the teams. Had a lot of fun today. I'm digging it. Join me every day, 10 a.m., with the exception of Sunday because that's game day. Join the conversation on any of the platforms that we're in right now, which includes the Lions Villain Squad Facebook page. We just crossed over 54,000 people. Thank you to everybody that is liking, subscribing, following that page. The Lions Villain Squad YouTube page right there. Daily Lions content and the game streams are on there. Yes, the game streams right there. The Detroit Lions Villain Squad is also connected with the Detroit Lions News Podcast with Joe Chap and the boys over there. Darcy's over there. Walter's over there. Walter Stringer. Shout out to the boys over there doing their thing. Brought to you always by the NFL Shop, the affiliate marketing partners right there. Get yourself one of them jerseys, that slick black jersey. It's going to be out there Monday night. Use that QR code. And even if you use that QR code, Broski, you can just use that code and just go to the Bears page and buy yourself a Caleb Williams jersey. That's okay if you want to support the channel. If you are using stars and you are commenting with stars, we're taking 100% of that, and we are piling it into my wife's page, which is her autism awareness page. And she is always sharing resources for parents with children with special needs, and she's doing a wonderful job, and that's what we're dedicating our stars program to. Thank you, everybody, for watching the show and being part of the Lion Villain Report today. It's faith, family, and then football. In that order, we use football to spend time with our family, to create memories. We don't let football use us. And may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. And may the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again. And that'll be I'll be on Monday. God bless you guys. Talk to you soon.
Hey, yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, hands open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose what I get to, never lose, move on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision and pay me, it's never the sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning is crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, this your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, this your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, this your opportunity.